Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Gunshots were fired in the vicinity of Douglas Intermediate School Tuesday, resulting in a soft lockdown of the school, and Sulphur Springs Police and Hopkins County Sheriff's officers seeking the individual who fired the weapon. Police responded to a call that identified the individual as a male wearing a white t-shirt and black beanie running down Putnam Street. Police Department Sergeant Matt Glenn found the man on Jennings Street. In his possession were ammunition and a magazine to a firearm. The handgun was later found lying on the ground in close proximity to where the man was detained. Witnesses told Sergeant Glenn that the man had discharged several rounds in the direction of houses as well as people. Jeremy Blake Mosley, age 31, a homeless man in Sulphur Springs, was arrested for deadly conduct and unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. He's in Hopkins County Jail. A traffic stop by Sulphur Springs Police Wednesday at 2:57 a.m. in the 700 block of Whitworth Street resulted in the arrest of 63-year-old David Lincoln Alsobrooks. He was found to have in his possession a rock of cocaine. He's been charged with possession of controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. A 22-year-old female from Arkansas was arrested by DPS Tuesday evening at the 131-mile marker on Interstate 30 for not following instructions. The charge was a misdemeanor. It was actually driving without a license. You'll understand why I said that in just a moment. The woman was a passenger in the vehicle that was stopped for a traffic violation. During the stop, it was found that neither the driver nor the passenger had a driver's license. The trooper wrote a citation and told the two to call someone else to come to drive the vehicle, someone with a driver's license. He also informed them that if they were found driving the Volvo S80, it would be impounded and the driver would be arrested. A short time later, the Volvo passed the trooper. The trooper initiated a stop. The driver was the same person in the previous stop. The trooper kept his word. The driver was arrested. The vehicle was impounded. Ownership of the Sulphur Springs News Telegram, Country World, Neighborhood Shopper, and Down Home Living magazine will be transferred to Southern newspapers, according to an agreement in principle announced by Echo Publishing Company on Tuesday. Dolph Tillotson, president of Southern, assured the staff of the publications that no major changes are planned in staffing, or in publications, or in the frequency of publication. Scott Key, president and COO of Echo Publishing, stated that SNI has the same respect for community and values that have guided the Fraley-Key family during the 65 years of ownership of the newspaper. Keyes noted in the News Telegram front page story Tuesday that the single family-owned daily newspapers are almost impossible to maintain. Echo Publishing will continue operating its commercial printing division, and both the newspaper and the printing company will house the current facility. Echo Publishing will maintain ownership of the building, and the newspaper will rent space for the next 2 years following finalization of the sale. Southern Newspapers Incorporated is a privately owned Texas corporation which owns the Paris News, Texas' oldest newspaper, the Galveston County Daily News, and newspapers in Lufkin, Nacogdoches, New Braunfels, Seguin, Kerrville, Baytown, Bay City, Del Rio, Lake Jackson, Brazoria County, and 3 newspapers in Alabama, 1 in Tennessee. Since the days of F.W. Bill Fraley and William Bill Bradford, KSST and the News Telegram have worked closely, promoting the progress and growth of Sulphur Springs and the surrounding area. Fraley served as publisher of the newspaper until 1975, when his son-in-law Clark Keyes was named publisher. Keyes' son Scott became publisher in 1995. Here's Don Julian with sports.
The Lady Cats soccer team won a big game on the road Tuesday night, 1-0 over Texas High. The Lady Cats are now 6-3 in district play, and I talked with Lady Cats softball coach Jesus De Leon.
Like I said, every time we play T-High, it's always the same type of game, very close, very tough games. Because the field conditions at their stadium were a little wet, they moved us over there to Texarkana A&M, and they have a purpose-built turf soccer field, which is very nice. And we went out there, and I think because they normally play more on grass, in practice on grass. I think that it kind of suited us, and we got off to a really good start. Right from the beginning, we started creating opportunities. In the last game we played against them, we kind of lost the ball in the midfield a lot, and we took care of that this time. And we were able to stay on their main players and keep them out of from having a big influence. So it was back and forth for the whole game. In the second half, they had an opportunity where they took 2 shots that we had to clear off the line. Abby De Leon cleared them off the line twice, and so that was pretty close. And then after that, we finally had a corner kick opportunity, and Cameron, if you look at the video, Cameron went above everybody, above the goalkeeper, and just headed it in really nice. And so we went up 1-0, and then T-High started pushing a little bit forward to try to get the goal back, and we had a couple of more opportunities. Sophie Young had a really great opportunity that the goalkeeper saved, and same thing, Gracie Boyer had a really great shot after we had scored the goal. And then the clock ran out, and we had the win we needed, and it was really big because it moved us into second place.
Oh, great.
And I was telling the girls that so we move into second place, and if we had, and depending on other results, we could have been in fourth at the end of yesterday.
Yeah.
So it was a real good result for us.
Yeah, I know last year you felt like it kind of gave you impetus for everything that happened. I know you're hoping that same effect happens this time.
Yeah, because like I said, so much of soccer is them believing they can do it. And one of the things that I noticed in the playoffs is that I didn't have to convince them because they already had done it. And so finally, when we got to the last playoff game in which we actually lost, they were disappointed because they had had success before, and they weren't surprised by it anymore. And so having success against this team, builds up your rhythm and your confidence that you'll do well against other teams, and and the fact that they've been able to dig themselves out of that, the previous loss is just very good. Plus I can say that this is probably. I could probably say that given the level of opposition, this is probably our most complete game.
Very good. You got a bye, and after that it'll be Mount Pleasant on the home field here, and a tough game there. I think one that we pulled out in dramatic fashion maybe at the end.
Yeah, Mount Pleasant again is just like I said, they're very well coached. They play really hard. Like I said, I think we have a little bit better soccer players than they do because we're a little bit more athletic, and so far that's been able to be the difference. But right now, what we're looking at is I think I've been working out the math, and if we can win one more game, then we will do no worse than third place, which given the playoff seedings is a really very major thing that we do not want to be in fourth place. And so I think that we're going to hammer that message, and the girls will be focused, and we're going to go ahead and get those 3 points out of the way, and then go into the other games and try to win those too, because mathematically we still have the possibility to challenge for the district championship.
The Wildcats soccer team defeated Texas High 7-0 Tuesday night at the SSHS track complex. The Wildcats now have 3 wins, 2 shootout losses, and 4 outright losses in district play. Wildcats coach Nikki Wiggins.
Everybody got to play last night, and they played pretty well. We won 7-0. 7 different kids scored, so that was good. It was fun to see some of those guys get in that have practiced all year and get in the opportunity to see what they have. And it was a fun night.
The worst thing would be to play down to their level, but the guys just took care of business and one goal really quick, 3 in the first half, 4 in the second half.
Yes, sir. It's one of those games where it's pretty fortunate as a coach. You say, if you don't stick to the game plan, I'll just put somebody else in there. And some of those guys, like I told them, you get your opportunity, show me what you have, and you know, I guess playing time, some more playing time in the future. I know Josh Whitten-Edwards got to score, and he hadn't played a lot this year, and he got in there. He's the one that scored the first header. Omar Ramirez, he scored the last goal. He got some to play a little bit, and some guys that just hadn't had the opportunities to show me what they have in game situations got a chance and showed what they could do, and you know, so if we just build on that for next week, we'll see how we can keep things rolling.
Well, you told us the first goal and the last goal. Tell us about the 5 in between.
Yeah, Chris Espinosa scored last night. Brian Roque had a nice goal. Jonathan Lopez, who hadn't played a lot but was a really good JV player last year and just have some minutes here and there. He scored a nice goal. I know I had to go refer back to my cheat sheet. David Gutierrez scored. So a lot of opportunities out there, and just something to look forward to. And you like it when the kids play like you asked them to play, and they're having fun. So it was a good night.
Had one more goal in there.
One more goal scored in there. Let me see. Julio Robles. Julio Robles. I appreciate that. Yeah, he got the third goal of the night. So see if we can build on that and move on.
Bye after this, and then a real tough game coming up. Have to go to Mount Pleasant. That's a tough place to win, but it'd be nice if you could pull that one off.
Yes, sir. If we win out, it's totally in our playoffs are totally in our hands. If we don't win out, we have to rely on some help from other people. So yeah, a really big one going into Mount Pleasant. You know, they're undefeated in district, so if we can give them a loss, that'd be nice. So.
The Lady Cats softball team won a slugfest 11-9 Tuesday night at McKinney. The Lady Cats are 9-2 for the season. I talked with Lady Cats softball coach David Carrillo.
It was a big battle over there. You know, the game went back and forth, and, you know, there was times that, you know, we had to come back and battle back, and I was really proud of our girls. I told them that last night, that, you know, sometimes you got to go sit down and dig down deep and fight, and they did. They got after it. Pitching, we had to go dig down deep at times and suck it up and get after it, and they did. And hitting-wise, offensively, you know, they have improved, and we're seeing this starting to make contact and doing some good things and execute and putting the ball in play. And, you know, every time you put the ball in play, it's dangerous things can happen, especially with us with the speed that we have. So, again, it was a good, hard-fought win for us. I'm very proud of them.
Almost every time you come at bat, you feel like you have to score some runs, because the other side, when they got up there, they were getting a lot of runs.
Yes, and then that was part of it. You know, there's some things that we could have done defensively a little better, you know, pitching a little bit better. But for the most part, you know, it was a slugfest. So, you know, whoever, you know, even towards the end, you know, they had a couple runners on, and Bailey Haggerty had to go over there and sit down and dig deep and get after it and get them out. So she did a great job with that, you know. And offensively, you know, we've been just talking about being smarter at the plate, you know, making sure you look at, you're going to get a middle out or middle in pitch, you know, stay focused on that and not just swinging at everything. And I think we did a good job of trying to stay with the plan and executing that plan. So, you know, we're getting it, and we'll continue to work on it today. And, you know, big tournament in Wiley this weekend. So 6 games, definitely a chance to work, an opportunity to work. And then, you know, getting ready for district for Tuesday.
Yeah. A lot of hitting stars last night, just from top to bottom, I guess, in the lineup.
Yeah, it was a good night for all of us. It kind of spread it out. You know, when you're, you know, I always tell them the top part gets on. You know, we better hit them in when they're on. And our Alyssa and Hannah are doing a great job of getting on base all the time, and they're setting that up to being able to score some runs. And again, you know, Macy Hollins, again, I can't say enough about her. She's doing a good job at the bottom, and it's good when you have your number 9 hitter's her right now, and she's doing some good things at the bottom of the lineup. You know, all the way around, though, I feel like we're moving the ball well, and, you know, we just got to stay consistent and, you know, get everybody rolling, and then I think these games will get a lot easier for us. But you know, I'm not complaining. Sometimes you gotta fight and dig down deep, and that's what we were able to do last night.
Wildcats powerlifters will require a good-sized vehicle to take all of them that qualified to this year's regional powerlifting meet at Lindale on Saturday. Wildcats powerlifting coach Casey Jeter shared the good news Wednesday morning.
This year for our regional qualifiers we have 10 lifters.
For regional?
10 regional qualifiers, yes,
wow.
Sir. We're very pumped up about that. Actually, Coach Offit came in, he was giving me a hard time. He goes, did you beat my record? I said, yes, sir, I did. He took 9, and we're taking 10 this year. So very proud of these guys. They put in a lot of hard work. So several of these guys, I'm going to go ahead and give these guys a little attention here and name them off. In the 114-pound weight class, we have 2 that qualified, Alex Rodriguez and Oscar Yanez. In the 132s, we have Kason Goodson, qualified for regionals. In the 148s, we have our freshman, George Greenway, the 5th. He told me to put that in there. In the 165s, we have Carson Bridges. In the 181s, we have 3 of them.
Wow.
Cortavius Pruitt, Vincent Morales, and Isaiah Neal.
Okay.
And then we jump up to the 220s with Deidrick Dugan. And in the 275s, we have Ian Blanche. So very proud of all 10 of these guys. We will go in on Friday, get our weigh-ins, and then Saturday the lifting will begin in Lindale at 9 o'clock.
All right.
So,
what kind of approach will you take between now and then? They kind of tapering off? I know they're trying to make weight and all that stuff.
it's a hard game to play when at this point. We've been lifting hard, so you want to get those extra lifts in, get those extra strength in, and then on the other side of it, you have to be able to heal. So these guys have been working real hard, and that's where at this point this week we'll have a mock meet today where we'll walk through everything, go through, make sure we'll not make any procedural mistakes, which our guys haven't made any this year, but you still want to cover all your bases and let the guys judge. They get to see both sides of it, and pretty much just get them ready and get them warmed up and let them heal up for Saturday. So.
Yeah, I know the Lindale meet has been, this regional especially, has been very picky for, proper lifts and holding everything and all that it's easy to DQ and some of that kind of stuff. They just really have to be fine, don't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's one big thing I'm going to be talking to my guys about. Most of your invitational meets, all the other meets that we've had, you'll go into the meet and you'll say, let's say Ian Blanche squatted 600 pounds. Normally he'd come in and we'd start him at his first lift at about 575 pounds on squat. Well, for this meet, because the judges are all qualified judges, certified judges, we will come into this meet and we'll usually open 50 to 75 pounds below their normal openers. So it's a hard thing for the guys to get used to, but it's a good strategy to make sure that we get everybody into the meet. And we'll open with much lower, get into the meet, make sure everybody gets their lifts to get in the meet, and then their second lifts and squat, bench press, and deadlift will be their old maxes, and then we'll improve on their third lifts and shoot for and go for what we need to get. Right now we have 5 guys in the top 5. So now everything can change, and we'll see what we can do. And all 10 have a chance to point, which get in that top 5, and that's our goal. So right now it's us, Waxahachie, Huntsville, and Hallsville. Those are the top 4 teams in the region. So my guys are pumped and ready to go. They want to win this thing, so it'd be nice to bring them home that first place.
What would it take to get to state? Do you have to be like top 3 or something?
Top 2. Top 2 go to state, and then there's actually in every weight class there's an automatic qualifying total. So like in the 275-pound weight class, it's 1550. So that's one of those things that Ian's shooting for. The 2 guys ahead of him, because he's in 3rd place right now in the region, he's got 2 guys ahead of him, and it's going to be competitive. And you wouldn't want it any other way. You want to come in and have a fight and have fun with it. So, and the guys are ready to go.
The Saltillo Lions are still alive in the playoffs. They rallied late in the regional quarterfinal game against Slidell to take a tight 58-56 win. They outscored Slidell 19-15 in the final quarter. Trevor Moore led the Lions with 16 points, and Walker McGill had 15. Other Lion scores included Michael Simmons with 9, Matthew Gurley with 5, Clayton Wilson and Ryan Pruitt with 4 apiece, Branson McGill and Logan Camp with 2 points each, and Lyle Bench with 1 point. The Lions now have a 20-14 record. Coach Bill Giles said it was an exciting game. He said his team played really well, followed the defensive scheme that had been put in, and played together offensively. The Lions will now face Grayford in a regional semifinal game at Mansfield High School Friday at 7 p.m. Grayford is number 8 ranked in Class 1A, and their record is 26-8.
Spring Fever Bike Rally is planned by the Hopkins County Chamber of Commerce. Leslie Brown, Chamber Executive, tells us about the event.
The Spring Fever Bike Rally will be held on March 11th, which is coming up in 2 weekends, and all registration is already happening online on our website, and then also you can register the day of the race at 8 a.m.
What all's involved in the bike rally? What's the purpose of the bike rally?
So the bike rally is not a race, which is something that I learned. That a rally means that you just come, and the point of it is to finish. And so you're picking a race longer than you would typically do, and then your goal is to finish it. And so all of these people come in. We have 4 different lengths of races, and so they'll either come in, and we have lots of local people that will ride. You pick your race, and then you head off, and you just ride all day pretty much.
What's the route?
So one route we have is a 10-mile race, 10-mile route, and a lot of families will do that route together since it's only 10 miles. And then the next one is a 25-mile, then we have a 37, and then we have a 58.
Where is this route?
Okay, so all the routes change just a little bit, and the 10-mile route goes around the loop and then ends back. It starts downtown, goes kind of around the loop, and then back to downtown. The 25-mile route is an in and out route, so it goes down to Divide Church, and that's about where it turns around and it heads back in. The 37-mile route is it's kind of that same way. It goes out by Divide Church, but then it goes even a little farther, and then that 58 is even a farther loop that goes closer to Commerce and then comes back in. Everybody finishes downtown.
So it starts and finishes downtown?
It does. So it's during the day downtown, we'll have Matt Dunn. He's going to be our band and our DJ, and he'll be there the whole day playing music and making a fun environment for everybody coming in.
It's a full day?
It's a full day, yes.
What time would you expect this to be over?
So the race ends at 2 p.m. So everyone will be finished by 2 p.m. and back on the square. That's just when it closes. And so at that point, you kind of, you need to be done, or you can kind of choose to be done. And so.
Got all your sponsors lined up?
Sponsors are in good shape. We are looking for a few more goodie bag items. And so if anybody's interested in doing goodie bag items for the bikers, we would love to have that. We're doing something very different for lunch this year. We are giving the riders an opportunity. We always pay for the riders lunch, and so they get a free lunch for finishing the race. And we are giving them the opportunity. Several restaurants in town have agreed to let their riders come and eat at their restaurant for free. And so we're giving them a flyer, and it will have all those restaurants listed on them. They can go in, they can pretty much choose from the menus that will be on that flyer and choose which restaurant that they'd like to go into, have their free lunch, and take their families with them.
What kind of stuff are you looking for the goodie bags?
Goodie bags are going to be
bicycle oriented?
It doesn't have to be bicycle oriented, but some things they like more than others. They like lip balm, sunscreen possibly, waters, just all kinds of different things to go in the goodie bag. Pretty much anything. We've had a wide assortment of things. We've got notepads and pens and magnets, and we've got water bottles that fit the actual water bottle holder on the bike. So a lot of neat things for them.
How many people come from out of town for this?
We probably have 50 to 100 local riders, and everybody else, we had over 300 last year, came from out of town. So it's quite a tourist attraction for the day. So registration is happening now. You can do that on the website, or you can come by the chamber and sign up. You can also mail in a registration to our address. And so the easiest thing to do is to go to our website, hopkinschamber.com. It's brand new, and it's got all of the races on there with the maps. We have done those with Ride with GPS, and so you can download them to your digital device and take it with you that day. We'll also have them printed, but I've noticed that a lot of our bikers are very digital, and so they will download those either to their Garmin or their phone or whichever device that they have, and take it with them that day. But all registration is on the website. You can pay online, you can do everything, and you're ready to go. We will, the price to to do the bike rally is $30 until March 4th, and then after that it'll go up to $35. But the only way we can guarantee your t-shirt is to pay by March 4th.
Let's talk about your website. Who did it?
So Lone Star Web Group did it with Bethany Farrell. It's a brand new custom site, and she did a wonderful job. It's exactly what we had in mind.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.